Welcome to Empowered by Iron, a podcast for female strength athletes, by female strength athletes. We are your hosts, Mary Morton, PhD student and weightlifter, and Kristen Lander from Fiercely Fueled Nutrition Coaching. This week we're going to talk to you guys about lifting, in particular, angry versus not angry lifting. Mm-hmm. So we had someone request that we do a podcast on weightlifting, particularly angry lifters, people who need to get angry to lift, and we're going to kind of talk about our interpretation of that, what we do, and just going to talk about that.
Yeah, so I see this a lot because I'm a very intense lifter, but I'm like intense on the inside. And you can't
Internal intense.
You can't really tell by looking at me unless you know me really well. I'm focused, but I'm not, by any means, I'm not banging my head against a squat rack. I'm not slapping my legs. I don't stomp on the platform. I don't scream. I'm just very cool and calm and collected. And there was a time where I was like, well, should I be doing that? Like, some really good lifters do that stuff. Like, maybe I should be doing that. But ultimately, I decided it's just not me. And if I went to a meet and did that, I'd probably be super freaked out that I just, like, made this big show and I would lift like shit. So right. I've just decided I'm just going to be me. And I'm going to let other people be them and not worry about it.
Yeah, so let's just take a quick step back. So we've all seen the people who, at the gym, whether they are doing Olympic lifting or powerlifting or strongman or whatever, they get angry. They if they have a coach around, their coach yells at them to get it together or come on and freaking crush it or whatever. They get angry in order to lift. And
amped
up, make a scene. And it makes sense because a lot of that can be correlated to an increase in adrenaline, like you want to go a little faster. And for some people, it increases focus. Mm-hmm. Now, for you and I, unfortunately, we don't have an angry lifter who hosts with us because we're both pretty, I wouldn't call us passive, but we're just, if I'm not having fun mm-hmm. and if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, whether I'm intense or not, I'll lift like shit and I'll have a horrible time.
Yeah, we're both pretty reserved. And then
in general.
Just in general.
If you ever see us in public and you try to come up and talk to us, we'll be like, what's up? My name is Mary. And this is my friend. What's your name?
Okay, we're not that bad.
I'm pretty bad.
But, we are not those people that are making a big scene. We're not those people that are like screaming and grunting when we do a lift. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's some of the best lifters in the world do that. And that's their personality. But Mary and I are just very different.
We're fucking calm, man.
Super calm.
If I get riled up, and that's even, that carries over into my life too. If I get riled up, I will not be able to do whatever task is in front of me. If I'm angry and there's something in front of me I need to do, if I'm frustrated, I have to literally set it down and mm-hmm. walk away. Mm-hmm. And I learned this about myself only recently. I joined TSS Barbell in Texas in November, and Jilly Jaworski is the coach. The first meet I did with her, all the athletes, she got them riled up by like slapping them hard on the back and screaming at them to go. And she did that to me, and I was so caught off guard. I almost couldn't lift. I completed the lift, but I was like, Jesus Christ, what is this?
Freaked out, yeah.
And so the second meet we did together, the third meet. The third meet, I finally got the guts to tell her, like, hey, that doesn't work for me. It kind of freaks me out. Like, just say something encouraging and then say, go get him, champ. And I can lift way better. And I did. I lifted way better than I did before. My technique got better, obviously, but I have to be calm. And you can see it in some of the athletes. Like, Courtney Batchelor is really calm when she lifts. Mm-hmm. Her face is almost just like a zombie. All her energy is going into lifting because her face is everything is relaxed. And then, mm-hmm. boom, all of a sudden the bar's over her head. And you're like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
But if you're an angry lifter, there's nothing wrong with that. If you can lift, if getting angry gets you focused, and that's totally fine.
Right.
If you're uncomfortable with it, then you're fucking uncomfortable with it, and that's fine.
Yeah, this podcast is for those of you that aren't an angry lifter and are wondering if that's okay. It's totally okay.
It's totally okay.
You do not need to be an angry lifter. Just be yourself and find the best way that you can to get focused to complete a lift. So for me, and I think most people, it's like stepping up to the barbell, having a routine when you step up to the barbell.
Yeah.
Like, you are going to do the same thing every time, whether you're just warming up or it's a PR attempt. You're going to approach the barbell the same way, and I think everyone takes a brief little moment of silence. And that moment of silence is key for me to have a good lift. I have like one cue I'm thinking about, and then clear my mind, and that's it. Perform the lift. Yeah. And I feel like even we've talked about, you don't respond well to even like just a coach yelling at you. Like, if they yell at you or say something mean.
If they're mean to me, I don't like it. I go real sad.
Breaks you out. So.
Well, it's anything in life. Anything that's like loud and disrupts me in some sort of way.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm so adverse to it, or like I'm like, I can't handle it. It's just how I react. When I get pulled over by a policeman, it's not, I know I broke the law if I did, which, yeah.
You're such a lawbreaker.
I know, I'm horrible. But it's the fact that it caught me off guard. I'll start crying like a baby. It's like, I'm a grown woman. But, it's just how you respond. Some people respond angry, some people don't.
Yeah.
But it's okay to be an angry lifter. It's okay to be a quiet lifter. It's okay to be a happy lifter. The only thing I think you can't be is a bully lifter. So don't go onto the platform and snatch something or squat something and then look at someone who you're lifting with and be like, can you do that?
Yeah,
that's a bitch move, and you can get your ass off the platform.
Yeah, that's pretty bad ego.
Because one day someone's going to do that, and they're going to just rip you a new one.
Right.
Whether because they're way better than you or because they can beat you up.
Well, it'll be embarrassing when they beat you then the next time. But I also think I want to make a comment to meets. And when you're at a meet, how do you behave when you're not that person that's like getting really amped up? And like, I don't even listen to music at meets because it's distracting to me. I like to focus. I like to have fun with my teammates and joke around. If I'm at a meet and I'm not joking around, something's wrong and I'm gonna lift like crap. Like, it has to be fun, and that's how I deal with the stress. I make jokes when I'm stressed out, and that's just how I handle it. And I think my coach knows me well enough now to know that that's just how I'm always joking around. And it's not that I'm not taking things seriously. I'm definitely understand when I'm at a big meet that it needs to be serious. But if it feels too serious, I'm not going to have fun. I'm going to freak out. It's going to be a train wreck. And so I even was this is how reserved I am. I was at Pan Am's, and for whatever, this Masters Pan Am's, much different than senior Pan Am's, just want to be clear. And for whatever reason, I swear to you, it was like an hour-long tech stop in the middle of clean and jerk. I don't know what the fuck happened. Something went wrong. It was really bad. And so it's like it was freezing cold because the air conditioner was blowing on us. So I'm like wrapped up, and I'm realizing that I'm tied with the girl that I was sharing a warm-up platform with. And until that moment, when I compete for myself, I compete to get a certain total. I don't compete to get a certain spot on the platform. On the podium. I don't compete to beat someone. I compete to beat who I was at my last meet. But I realized I was tied with this girl. And so I walked up to my teammates who were coaching me, because we were in Puerto Rico and my coach wasn't able to come with. So I had teammates who were coaching me at the meet, and I walked up to them and very calmly and casually said, so if it comes down to me getting a PR or beating that girl, I want to make sure I beat that girl. Like, don't put the weight so high up that I'm going to fail it, just because I like to go big for my last lift. But I was like, don't screw me over, because I'm going to beat that girl. But I said it so calmly, like, it just, when I think back on it, it makes me laugh, because
you're just calm.
I'm super calm and I don't pay attention to what's happening at a meet. That's why I have coaches. I don't pay attention to, am I beating this person? Am I tied with this person? It's not even on my radar. And it doesn't mean that I'm not a competitive athlete. I am super competitive, but I'm far more competitive with myself than with anyone else.
Yeah.
But apparently when it comes down to it, I want to beat a girl.
Yeah. Did you beat her?
It did. Because I think she went too big.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake. But like that's how I am too in my meets. You know, I'm happy-go-lucky. You know, coaches are there during meets to kind of cater to the athlete, make sure the athletes calm down. And I'm probably one of the easiest athletes for Jilly because whenever we're at a meet, she's like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine." "How are you doing?" "Jilly, I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Don't ask me anymore."
I coached you at a meet, and you are super easy to coach. I'm like,
chill.
okay, sit here, lift this, sit down, go here, wait here, lay
Come here.
Totally cool.
Go lift it, sit back down. Yeah, I don't freak out because I know that what I've done in the past 12, 15 weeks has led me to that moment, and at that point, whatever it is, and the rest will be adrenaline.
Right. So your training is going to dictate what happens on the platform far more than whatever happens when you walk out on the platform. Yeah. So
being angry or calm, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but I say lift, compete the way you train. If you're at the gym when you're training and you're having fun and you're joking around, then your meets should be like that.
Absolutely. If you're at the gym and you're intense, you don't talk to anyone, and you're like, fuck you mood, then your meet should be like that. You won't make many friends that way, but your meet should be like that. Don't be a casual happy lifter. Go to your meet and go to your bench attempt and all of a sudden be like, "Oh, I'm a She-Hulk. I'm going to lift this." Like, shut up. No, you're not. You're probably going to fail it.
And it's not going to work if you weren't putting in the work at the gym in the training cycle prior. So
yeah, so there's don't be so casual that you're not doing anything. Don't be so angry that like you're fucking everything up, like hurting yourself. Anyway, so I think the gist of it is if you're angry, that's fine. If you're calm, that's fine. If you're somewhere in the middle, that's fine.
Just be who you are.
Just be who you are and find what works for you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you have any more questions, you can shoot us an email at empoweredbyiron@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram, empoweredbyiron, and look for our new episode next week. All right, guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.